Hello guys, this is your friend and we are back with a new fanfic. And if you enjoy this fanfic, then please press the like button and subscribe to my channel for more fanfic like this. And now let's start the fanfic.
Hello guys, we are back in new fanfic part 2, and if enjoying this then please like and share. Let's start the fanfic. They were completely speechless with mouths agape. The dead last of the class just beaten the second best of the class in taijutsu and made it look easy. Iruka was the first to regain the power of speech, but his words were still barely coherent. KKK Ki Kiba lo lost to NNN na Naruto. Naruto walked up to Shikamaru and retrieved his tanto from the unmoving boy and strapped it back in its rightful place. Thanks Shikamaru, Naruto stated. Shikamaru blinked. This is beyond troublesome. Damn Naruto, where did that come from? Is it really that surprising? I mean, all I did was spar with him. He was going to kick me in my groin, so I encountered it. That's all. Naruto defended, getting increasingly incensed. You know how painful kicks down there are. Have you ever gotten kicked there? That was unexpected, Shikamaru began. So what? Am I supposed to just grovel in front of people who are better than me? He's supposed to beat me in a match because I'm a dead last. He retorted angrily. I have at least twice as much potential as everyone else. He added in his mind. So true. That was a hard hit though. We still actually need the brat to take the exams tomorrow. Shikamaru silently stared at the boy in front of him. The boy's eyes seemed to slightly glaze over whenever he thought to himself, as it were the case now. It was almost as if he were talking to someone. Naruto is such an enigma. Naruto sighed as he re-grounded himself in reality. Sorry for my outburst, Shikamaru. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way though. It's just that, you normally. And now, you don't. How do I put this? Shikamaru stumbled. I get it. With that said, Naruto turned on his heel, walked off back to class. Not sure what to do anymore, the Nara followed shortly afterwards. It was only after the two boys left that everything erupted into chaos. What the hell just happened? The dead last beat him. Kiba lost. Roanna, you bet me 15 Ryo that Kiba would win. Pay up. Mizuki slipped away, no doubt to do some serious thinking about what he just saw. That left Iruka to clean up the aftermath. Hey, the Dobi did it. That's more evidence that points to him knowing and being capable of more than he lets on. Perhaps I'll find out something more under those goggles. After all, even with his new outfit, he kept his goggles on. There has to be a legitimate reason. Sasuke thought, walking off to sit under a tree to watch the development. Perhaps someone may even unconsciously yell a viable theory as to how and why Naruto won. Surprising. It's almost as if it's a brand new Naruto. He gives off a more confident and serious vibe, and he sounds refined. My insects insist that it is indeed him, identifying him by his chakra signature. This requires more information. Was he holding back or acting irrationally on purpose? He couldn't have amassed the skills to beat a taijutsu brawler like Kiba in just a day, or even a month, when Kiba has practiced every day even before attending the academy. He had to have been receiving special tutoring for some time. But why would he hide his skills? To what end? The stoic bug user remained unreadable to the outside world. But it was obvious that he was thinking of the match. Who wouldn't be? Naruto-kun won. Hinata breathed a little easier. She had worried that Naruto would have gotten hurt and lost badly to Kiba. It seemed that her concerns had been for nothing. But she couldn't help but wonder if his new behavior was due to what had happened the day before. She blushed when she remembered that she had broken down his door, and how he reacted when he found out what she did. Ino picked up a stick and poked the still unconscious Kiba in the side, but found him unresponsive. Is he dead? He's not dead, Ino pig. He's only unconscious. Quit acting like such a blonde. Sakura yelled. Oh yeah, Bill bored brow. Ino pig. They immediately started butting heads like cattle, fighting for dominance. Iruka gave a long exhale. It really was Naruto's gift to make a class go chaotic in no time flat. Everyone, get to class. Back in the class, Naruto sighed and placed his head on the desk. As he blinked, he found himself in the mindscape in front of the seal. He peered through the bars and found the great fox sitting on his haunches, waiting for him. What do you want? I need advice. That will be one extra, you know. And I'm already on 97. As soon I finish up to 100, you can finally fix this damn seal into something more scenic. 97. That many. Memory doesn't lie. But I never knew you counted advice. Advice counts as help. Take it or leave it. Besides, it's been more than 6 years that I've been waiting. Naruto sighed. I'll take it. 98. The Kyuubi nodded. What is it? Am I moving too fast? I mean, I knew I was pushing it by wearing the outfit and all, but I'm revealing some skills I think I should be keeping hidden longer still. And I don't want Ito catching on to the fact that I'm not a dunce anymore. The guy still wants my bloodline. Frankly, those skills you showed weren't overcomplicated. All you did was counter Kiba's attacks. Besides, those were his weaknesses. He didn't realize that he was the only one attacking, not to mention the fact that his attacks were just attacks with muscle. They lacked any real direction or preceding thought. I don't think you have to worry over anyone suspecting what we do or did, and Ito's probably far away from here. So, is that it? Yeah, I just don't want to be suspected or put under surveillance. I don't want my name slandered or my privacy invaded. Like what the Hyuga did yesterday. The nine-tailed fox gave a toothy smirk. That's different. She did that out of concern. The boy defended. Feeling something foreign happening on the outside of his body, Naruto left the mindscape. Look. The guy's asleep. A civilian student exclaimed. I'm not surprised. They agreed for 15 minutes, but they were fighting it out for half an hour. His friend replied. Hey, I'm grateful. That's a half hour I don't have to listen to Iruka-sensei's lecture. I don't look at it that way. I look at it as a half hour of sleep lost. The boys laughed but were rudely pushed out of the way by a certain Uchiha. Out of my way. Hey, watch it. Geez. What a prick. The raven-haired youth ignored the boys whom he had affronted. He looked to the Uzumaki who seemed asleep. Perfect. This was likely an opportune time to remove those damned goggles. His curiosity had reached its peak when he replayed the fight in his mind and realized that whenever Naruto would be harmed in the face, he took more precautions to protect it than even his weakest vital areas. What aspiring ninja would do that? Shouldn't your vitals be the most guarded? He reached up to the sleeping boy and lifted his head with one hand. Unresponsive. Must be a heavy sleeper. How pathetic. Sasuke-kun, what are you doing? Ino asked. The Uchiha did not answer as he grasped the boy's goggles with his free hand and started to pull it off. Naruto's eyes opened all of a sudden and grabbed Sasuke's offending hand. What do you think you're doing, Uchiha? He bit out, already more than just a bit upset. I'm taking your goggles off. What does it look like I'm doing? The boy replied arrogantly. They're mine, so shove off. Naruto stood up and gave him a slight push away from himself. Try that again and I'll break your arm. He could still be an idiot. I could just ask him. Sasuke thought. Can I look them over? He asked. No. Sentimental value. The Uchiha said something he never thought he'd say. Please. He strained. Sorry. No. Naruto was shocked to hear the Uchiha showing courtesy. Perhaps there was hope for him after all. Naruto baka. Just give Sasuke-kun the stupid goggles. Sakura yelled at the blonde-haired boy and attempted to punch him in the head. He perceived the attack and in the time it took to connect, he debated on whether or not to let her him. After hesitating, he allowed her to, and it struck in the same spot where she always battered him in the past. Regardless, he didn't flinch, and his head didn't budge. She was surprised at the circumstance that he didn't cry out or keel like he usually did, and only stared at her with a countenance of mixed emotions, that being disappointment, anger and, strangely, relief. It hurts, you know, he said quietly. But you don't know anything about me other than my name, and but you're always hitting me. I liked you, Sakura. Liked, he repeated, adding emphasis to his usage of past tense, and even if you're not sorry, I am. We were shallow, and both fools. His strange expression soon twisted into a glare, and Sakura, who was still trying to process his message, winced and backed away when she saw it. I'm not anymore, and I hope you change too. Until then, never touch me again. Still not fully able to sort out what he meant, she still managed to understand the threat and retreated from him quickly. Things were quiet for the rest of the day. Quiet and inexplicable. Equals x equals x equals. What should we work on, Kyubi? The exams tomorrow. The best thing would be to study. I have that in the bag. All I have to do is to answer a few questions. I even read over everything from Hinata's notes. She's really nice. She stutters a lot around me though, but not as much around everyone else. I wonder why that is. The nine-tailed fox took a deep breath as he tried to get over the fact that his container was still far too oblivious to some things for his own good. It's just the first day. But if every day is gonna be like this, I'm going to regret not telling him today. I don't have a clue, he answered. So studying is out. Taijutsu is doing alright. That leaves Bukijutsu and Ninjutsu. My Bukijutsu needs work. I'll work on that. I'm not sure if I can throw a kunai properly, even though I remember. 99. What? No, it's not. You asked me for what I thought. Which is my opinion, which is guidance, which is advice, which is help. Therefore, it's now at 99. Naruto growled in frustration. Fine. I didn't know I was that helpless. He grabbed up his shuriken and kunai holsters before looking over the abandoned training ground he was in. Spying a training post, he approached it and set it upright and checked it. Seems to be in good condition, he muttered to himself. He backpedaled away what he guessed was 30 yards away from it and towed a line in the dirt. I've never made it accurately from this distance. I usually miss by a couple of inches at least, and that was before you put the seal on me, he remarked out loud to the Kyubi as much as did to himself. Just try it. Every time you miss, you have to cut yourself. What? Cut yourself? The Kyubi said slowly, almost as if it were a threat. I would try my utmost best so as to avoid maiming myself. Interesting, Naruto said in mock appreciation. No. Do it or I'll give you horrible nightmares. Naruto scoffed. Like what? Make you dream of kissing the Sandaime Hokage, for starters. Or make you relive the Anbu feeding you vegetables. What the? You're sick. Get to it. It was extremely difficult, if not nigh impossible to affect his dreams. But his container didn't need to know that. Motivation was needed. Naruto hurriedly got out his weapons, 3 kunai and 7 shuriken. The boy stared at the bullseye intently. All right. Just don't miss. He threw the first kunai. He watched it sail through the air to the target. And hit dead center. That's pretty damn good. Do that another 10 times, then I may be impressed. You'll also get to keep your flesh in one piece, too. Naruto gulped. His physical health, or mental one, was on the line. He readied his second kunai and threw again. It struck in the center as well, and it shocked him. To even throw 2 in a row accurately at 30 yards was rare for him. Suddenly he started thinking, I wonder if this has something to do with focus. The Kyubi had caught the thought and momentarily thought the same thing. Perhaps. Boy, focus on the bullseye and throw 3 shuriken from each hand at the same time. I won't punish you if you miss. That should be a Chunin level type of thing, right? What? I can't do that. My aim is atrocious already. Do it, or I'll change my mind about the punishment. The lad readied his shuriken. He focused on the bullseye only just like before, exhaled and then threw the shuriken, with his hand following through with the throw. All the shuriken made it in the bullseye at relatively the same time, seemingly competing for a chance to stick. Some had knocked the others off when reaching the small dot, but the proof was there. All the shuriken had made it to the tiny bullseye. Do it again at 50 yards. The boy retrieved all of his weapons at the bull's-eye and repeated his success at 50 yards. Then 100. The yard number continued to grow until his aim missed, dropping below the bull's-eye due to lack of arm strength. There was no mistake. With focus, his mental acuity as well as his aim had improved 1,000-fold overnight. He couldn't miss, unless he lacked the strength to throw. Focus. Mediocre. Yeah, right. He couldn't believe that he'd been disappointed before when he'd first gotten this aspect to his Kekai Genkai. Yada. I'm gonna rip shit up tomorrow. Watch out, Shinobi World. Badass Ninja number 1 is coming. The boy jumped up and down with a shit-eating grin on his face. Now for ninjutsu. Let's see. Henge, Kawarimi and Bunshin, shit. The boy's happy demeanor dropped. Oh no. What is it? The Kyuubi was starting to wonder if the boy was bipolar, given how quickly he changed his mood. Bunshin. What about it? Speak, boy. I don't have the chakra control for it. The Kyuubi now understood. Chakra control for the clone is impossible for you. You will never have the control to even make 10, let alone 3. I suppose that I'm to blame for that. The boy's control wasn't horrible per se. His control at the moment was excellent for an aspiring genin. He had seen Chunin at their barracks walking up trees and walking on water with just chakra and had practiced it for 18 months now. But in order to even have enough control over his Biju enhanced reserves, he would need at least 4 times the control he had now. He didn't know any more chakra control exercises at the moment, and neither did the 9 tails. In other words, unless he could get a next to impossible amount of control within the next 18 hours, he was screwed. The Bunshin is practically an image. Almost like a genjutsu. That's impossible for me. The Kyuubi nodded from inside the seal. For you to even make 10 Bunshin is like pouring water from a 5-gallon bucket through a straw. It's just not going to work unless you can convince them to let you create at least 40 Bunshins instead of 3. Or perhaps plead your case to the Sandame. What if I used Yuki Bunshins instead? Naruto asked. No use. It wouldn't look like you anyway. Just a feral man version of me. Even if a henge was used on the Bunshin, they would detect it and fail you. Even the process of making a clone with Yuki would alert the whole village that my power was being released and used. The village's Anbu would have you under chains and locks in less than a minute. No chance. Quote exclamation mark quote. Naruto swore loudly. Everything is stacked against me. Do you know any other cloning techniques? Do I look like I would busy myself learning Bunshin techniques of you ninjin? Kyuubi spat. Guess that's a no. I'll have to talk to Gigi then. The boy got his throwing weapons together and replaced them back into the holster and made his leave. As he ran to the Hokage Tower to see his surrogate grandfather, he wondered if he would be able to help him with his unfortunate situation. X equals X equals. The Sandame Hokage stamped another document with his seal of approval. Damn it all. I'm getting too old for this shit. One of these days, I'm gonna burn it down for all the good this paperwork is. Introducing a break in his thoughts, the door opened a bit and his secretary poked her head inside. Hello Hokage-sama. I have brought more documents that was sent here seeking approval. Great. It seems that's all my secretary is good for. To bring more paperwork. Just when I thought I was almost done. His secretary finished pushing the door open with her rear and turned around, revealing a double armful of folders of paperwork. She placed them on his desk and made her remark. Also, Hokage-sama, Uzumaki is also here to see you. Uzumaki. You can send him in. Right away, Hokage-sama. She made her way outside and told the boy outside to go in. Soon enough he did. Hi-ya Gigi. The boy said boisterously, I need a favor. The Hokage stared at the individual in front of him, trying to figure out if he was getting cataracts or if he was really seeing the Uzumaki. Gigi. Hiruzen cleared his throat. Yes. Hello Naruto-kun. I must say, your new look is a vast improvement. Congratulations. What inspired the change? The boy faltered a little before composing himself. I just decided that I was unprepared for the ninja world before. And you are now. Hiruzen asked curiously. He tried to think of a safe response. Well, I guess I'm less unprepared. So what is it that you need, Naruto-kun? Hiruzen asked, puffing on his pipe. Normally, Naruto would come to get his allowance from him, or hide from Anbu he pranked. The latter wouldn't work anyway. But he had to concede the truth. If Naruto used his allowance to buy his new gear, it was money well spent. It's about the exams tomorrow. What about them? I can't do the Bunshin no Jutsu, Gigi. How so? Are they not battle viable, or that you can't make number necessary? He knew the actual problem. He was actually testing Naruto's knowledge of his handicap. I don't have the necessary chakra control to make only a few. I have to make dozens. If I don't, the jutsu will be far from sufficiently successful, Naruto explained. Basically, those academy teachers want something that I can't give. Sarutobi studied the whiskered boy in front of him. His vocabulary has improved, as well as his knowledge of his drawbacks. He's also more settled and refined, somewhat. He's matured, but when? Is it due to his childhood abuse that sped it up? But I saw him last week and he was still behaving like a cheeky brat. Something happened between now and then. Perhaps the stress of the genin exams had caused it. But he's normally too headstrong to ask for help. I wonder. I'm sorry, Naruto. There are no known control exercises that could help, at least, none that can work overnight, not to mention that there's a reason why Junin don't perform that particular jutsu. I acknowledge that it's very difficult on their high chakra reserves, as well as being next to useless in battle, being only illusions that cast no shadow of their own. Then why are we learning it? Naruto asked, frustrated. It's because it's a genin level technique. They are considered that because if you cannot perform them at that level then you are not considered worthy of being a ninja. However, after enough progress, genin will pick up higher level clones from their Junin instructors like elemental bunshins. By the time you reach Junin, you pick up the shadow clone jutsu, those have a lot of potential. But it is a forbidden jutsu, severely taxing on chakra reserves. The jutsu splits up your chakra evenly among the clones, so the more you create the more dangerous it is, as if you create 10 or a dozen, your reserves will be reduced to a tenth or a twelfth of its original capacity. A true double-edged sword. Not to mention the mental issues from received memories when they disperse. Are you still following? Yeah, I'm still following. Were you expecting me to fall asleep or something? Yes, I did. If what you're saying is true, then why not teach me a higher Bunshin technique? Naruto pleaded. Since I have more chakra, I should learn a more advanced clone jutsu, that's common sense. I'm sorry, Naruto-kun. If I help you directly with your training, it would be frowned upon because of my position giving you something of an advantage, Sarutobi explained. How about indirectly, then? Naruto whispered in a scandalous-sounding tone. No, Naruto. My position was built on trust. I cannot disgrace it by dealings done under the table. Naruto was disappointed. Ah, what? Isn't that what being a ninja is all about? Gotta pull a little sneaky from time to time, am I right? Seeing the man's frown made the boy deflate. What if you find some way for me to make more than the ruled 3? Can't that work? I don't predict much good coming from that, Naruto. It would show me making a special case for you, another example of favoritism. I cannot do anything within my power to help. Perhaps you could ask them tomorrow. The only other solution points to that of you requesting a Junin or Chunin's help to teach you a new Bunshin technique. I recommend curry favoring one right now. Now it was Naruto's face to show how upset he was, despite trying his best to hide it. He knew that the Hokage wanted what was best for him, even though this was probably one of the worst things he'd ever done to him, that is, not helping him in the way he should've. I guess so. Thanks, Gigi. You're welcome, Naruto-kun. Naruto made his exit and shut the door behind him. Sarutobi released a huge sigh. The aged Sandaime returned to his paperwork, yet unable to think of anything else than seeing the boy's disappointed and accusing expression. Accusing him of sabotage and neglect. Most likely guilty. He was especially guilty of not trying more. Equals x equals x equals. Well, at least you tried. I know. But none of the higher ups wanted to train me. Probably because of my status. Didn't know I was discriminated by them too. So many excuses. Busy. Late. Don't feel like it. Sick relatives. Naruto was growing angrier with each excuse he repeated. Quote exclamation mark. We'll show them, Kyuubi. Why are we even trying to get on a team, anyway? Just to have one of these Junin pricks order us around. He exclaimed the last question, exasperated almost to the point of tears. My teammates probably won't even work with me. Each expletive growing louder than the last. He kicked down his dilapidated dining room table and it fell over, collapsing in pieces. He finally huddled in the corner of the room, crying. Why? He sobbed. I don't even want that damn hat anymore. To be leader of a village like this. They all hate me. Look, Naruto, the Kyuubi slipped and called Naruto by name, a rarity in itself. The distraught boy barely noticed in his emotional state. Yeah, you know what you want. You want to kill a scumming bastard who wants to eat your goddamn brains just to get your Kekai Genkai, and if he isn't wiped out, a lot of people are gonna die. You want to become someone that people can look up to, not necessarily the Hokage. You want to get powerful to do everything you want. And if you are going to allow a simple bunshin to stand in your way of that ambition, you're not Naruto. You're just a washed up wuss who gave up. Now get the up and grow a backbone. Naruto, who had been listening half-heartedly, restrained himself from laughing at the adverse temperaments in the attempted motivational speech but had his usual confidence and determination return, that was clear by merely looking at his eyes. That's right. He knew why he lived. If for nothing else, he wanted to avenge the death of his parents. That was his drive and he wasn't going to have some ignorant civilians and biased ninja stand in his way of that. If anything, they were the ones that pumped him full of the hate that made him want to take it out on his parents' killers. Thanks Kyuubi. I needed that. Kurama. Excuse me. That's my name, boy. My name is Kurama. I'm getting so damn sick of you calling my title as a name. Hey. Good night Kurama. Good night Naruto. Equals x equals x equals. Next. Uchiha Sasuke. The instructor announced. Said boy frowned and stood. Finally, it was his turn. Ninjutsu was his forte, his field of expertise in the class. He would do nothing short of perfect. He made his way to the designated room and shut the door behind him. Troublesome. Couldn't they have let me just go on home? A certain Nara grumbled to his whiskered companion. I already passed. There was no need to keep me here. Quit your complaining. At least you passed. Naruto retorted, eyeing Shikamaru's Hitai with rising envy. He had tied it around his upper arm on his biceps. It's a forehead protector. Why don't you wear there? I'm not complaining. I'm merely saying how displeased I am. And it doesn't matter where you wear it, as long as you have it in noticeable view, it's not against the rules. And what do you mean? At least I passed. Practically everyone passed. Only you and Ino are left. Troublesome. I'm saying that because there is a high chance I won't. You seemed confident doing the written exam, which is unusual for you I might add, aced taijutsu with Sasuke and Kiba. All that's left is ninjutsu, and that's a breeze. Even I didn't complain doing that. Fortune smiles on the lazy, Naruto bemoaned. The door opened again to reveal a raven-haired youth sporting his Hitai on his forehead. He smirked and reclaimed his seat. Almost as soon as he did, fangirls surrounded him. It only served to make him drop the smirk for a look of slight exasperation. Next, Uzumaki Naruto. Naruto heaved himself up and steeled himself. He went inside to see both Mizuki and Iruka sitting behind a desk, with a box with a few headbands in it. So close. Okay. Naruto. Please begin. Perform a henge. Anyone special? Naruto asked Iruka. Do anyone. Naruto placed his hand in a ram hand seal. Henge. He was surrounded by a thin layer of smoke. The smoke soon cleared to reveal a perfect version of Iruka. Naruto. Pay attention. Naruto shouted in his impersonation. Excellent. The yell was comical and unnecessary though. Iruka was displeased.